Well, it was good to get back out there and, and to play well. It was good to, it was good to see that our guys, I thought, were ready to play. I thought we came out with a good frame of mind and we're focused, and thought we played hard, throughout the game, and was just happy to see us. Sometimes games like that can kind of get out of hand a little bit and look sloppy, and it was good to see the guys that had a chance to go in the game. I thought they played hard, thought they executed well, and played with a lot of pride, and that was good to see. And so, was really happy with our performance overall. A lot of things we got to get cleaned up, here and there, but I told the guys afterwards, to play the first game of the season, not to turn the ball over, to create, I believe, 4 turnovers, and have 2 penalties, and really both those penalties were, you could put those on coaching error. They're both substitution penalties where, we're trying to get guys on and off the field. So it was a very clean game. I was really happy with the way our guys played. Like I said, thought we were focused, and really came out and played pretty well.
I feel like anytime you have a new quarterback in your system, there's almost a wait and see. Let's see what he actually does outside of practice. What did Tanner show you tonight?
Well, I thought he played well. There's obviously going to be a million corrections that we'll have, but I thought he really had command of what we were doing offensively. Never panicked. Once he got settled in, threw good deep balls, threw some guys open. Gave our receivers opportunities to make plays rather, and was happy with the way he played. He took care of the ball. I think that's the biggest thing that he did is we didn't force any throws and didn't turn it over, and just seemed like he was really controlled. For the first time out. Good to see that. You never know how somebody that hadn't had a start. He had played in some games and some big games, but he hadn't been the guy. And so I thought he really had a good performance tonight.
When you had a healthy lead in the third quarter, was there any hesitation about leaving him in as long as you did?
No, he just hadn't played much. I'm saying we just wanted to get him some snaps and make sure that we maximize those opportunities. As we know, our schedule gets tougher and tougher the more we go along, and so every rep is important to this team. We told our guys that really all through camp. Talked to them about the importance of every rep in practice, and same thing in games. And so we felt like it was important for him to try to get at least 3 quarters in the game and get some experience and just get settled. And I think as a result, he'll play better next week.
Did it look like Grant had any hesitancy at all back out there after medically retiring and waiting 2 years to get back?
Yeah, no, he made some plays. He played like we expected him to. He's done that in practice, and he had a drop today, which I think it's the second ball I've ever seen him drop. He dropped one in practice one time, and today was the second. So he doesn't do it very often when you remember all 2 of them. But same thing with him. He hadn't played football in a while, and so he'll do nothing but get more comfortable and play better.
He and Nolan come in replacing Kylan, who obviously got drafted. Does having 2 receiving tight ends like that give you more options in terms of what you can do?
Yeah. I think they got both have an opportunity to be good players. They have good size, good ball skills. Nolan's still a really young guy; he's still learning. But yeah, that can be a weapon for us. Grant's a tough matchup. He's got good size and good strength, and he's got really good ball skills. And so and Tanner trusts him. You could tell early in the ball game whenever he needed to make a play, he was going to look Grant's way and give him a chance to do something, and for the most part he did.
Just talking about the handling reps at the end of games, what was kind of the decision of putting in Derek Green and then not getting in?
Yeah, I think we kind of talked about it. We want to, we're just going to kind of see how it plays out with Preston this year, and we felt like that, we just want him to have meaningful reps. If he's going to play in 4 games, we want those to be pretty meaningful, and just felt like tonight, by the time we were ready to make a change at that position, it wasn't going to be quite what we wanted. And so that was kind of the thinking tonight. It's certainly not a statement on Preston. I'm higher on Preston right now than I've ever been. I think he's got a really bright future in our program, and he's going to be a really good player for us. That's just kind of the way we thought coming into this game we'd approach it.
Obviously, you haven't seen film or met with your coaches yet, but what were your initial thoughts about the first day with a Jim Leavitt defense?
Well, I thought we played hard. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, one thing Jim demands is effort, and I thought we played with a very calm nature. Our players knew what to do. They knew how to line up. They knew their assignment. They just played with a lot of confidence, and that allowed them to play fast. There wasn't a lot of indecision, and so some of those guys that are really good athletes can use their athleticism and run around and make plays. And so I thought that was very encouraging. We played a lot of guys up front. Played a lot of young players in the secondary. There were times where, if you look at it, we had Jahari, we had Bryce McMorris, we had Brian Massey, and we had Isaiah Wacobia in the game at the same time as 4 freshmen. All 4 of those guys are freshmen, I believe. And so, I'm encouraged by that. Those guys can all run, and they're all athletic, and they can all make plays. And so, I think that's a good group, and, got a chance to be a really good group and just continue to get better and better. And like a lot of young players on our team, we've got some good young players that all they need to do is just keep getting reps in practice and game reps, and they'll do nothing but get better.
Tanner's really not lacked any confidence with us, just about his ability and his chances of starting. Just kind of curious, is that kind of the takeaway you've kind of gotten from him? Just a lot of confidence in himself kind of going into this? Yeah.
I think like anything else, he knew it was kind of a long road. When you go someplace new and you don't really know, you gotta understand it's not going to be easy, and there's going to be some ups and downs, and some bumps in the road. And so, he just kind of came in and put his head down and worked. And I think he felt like that, if he got a shot, which we promised him he would. We didn't promise him anything except a shot. If he got a shot, then he felt like he was ready to, to prove himself. And so, when guys do that, it's always fun to see them play well. It was fun to see Shane Buechele get a second chance and play as well as he played for us for 2 years. And, it's good to see Tanner, play as well as he did tonight, and hopefully continue to play well. I think that's the thing that, everybody talked about the transfer portal, and, coaches and everybody really about, the negatives of the transfer portal. What about the positives? What about a guy like Shane that got a second chance and now's playing in the NFL as a result? And what about a guy like Tanner that, played behind a Heisman Trophy winner and a guy a starter in the NFL, and he got a second chance now. And so that's what this thing is about. We got a lot of players on our team that, for whatever reason, needed a second chance, and it's good to see them get it, and I'm really proud of them for making the most of those opportunities.
What did you think of the run game and that rotation and kind of how they showed it?
Yeah, I didn't think we ran it great the first half. I thought it was just okay. But it's like anything else. Those linebackers were pretty committed to stopping the run. That's why a lot of those vertical routes were open down the field. So it's like anything. I think we want to be a football team that can take what a defense gives us and not try to force things. And I thought in the second half we ran it a little bit better. Trey ran hard. It was good to see him, do what he did. I thought Ulysses did a good job running the ball. It was good to see Tyler. I thought he ran hard. Blake got in the game at the end and ran hard. Brandon Epton got in the game and scored a touchdown. So I think we played 5 running backs and thought they all, for the most part, performed pretty well. None of them jumped off the stat sheet. I didn't think it was anything like that, but I thought overall they did a good job. I know they protected the quarterback pretty well. A couple times I know Trey picked up some blitzes that were important and did a good job blocking. And so it was kind of like anything else. We're an offense that try to take what the defense gives us.
You talked about your players maintaining focus and concentration in a game like this, where you have a large lead early on. How much can you and your staff really evaluate in a game that gets this lopsided so early?
Oh, a lot. A whole lot. Because at the end of the day, it's really you evaluate 2 things. You evaluate someone's effort and then whether or not they're doing their job. And so it's similar to practice that way. You're expected to go really hard and you're expected to do your job, and it doesn't really matter who you're playing against. Those are it becomes down to whether or not you did it. And, and there were some times when, You know, guys had to make some competitive plays on the ball, and we did. I was encouraged by that. You know, we pressured the quarterback pretty well for the most part. You know, we gave up a touchdown that kind of caught us in a blitz and threw a tunnel screen, which was a nice call into what we were doing. But I thought overall, our defense played hard, and certainly the, you know, most complete performance we've had from our defense in a while.